So let's take you to Borno State. Maiduguri has come under heavy flooding. We have more than 1 million people affected, according to the government, and it's a very sad image coming in from Borno State. I mean, look at that. Come on. I mean, that will get anybody concerned. Now imagine the people who have to leave their homes, leave their livelihoods, seek refuge, some of them on rooftops, some other people in schools and the rest. So this morning, we continue with our coverage of the humanitarian situation in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. And we have joining us on the show, the Director of Planning, Research and Forecasting at NEMA, Mr. Onimode Bandele. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Welcome to the Morning Brief, Mr. Bandele.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Well, I'd like us to begin with the latest figures, and I'm talking about displacements, perhaps houses submerged, fatalities. I would like to get the most updated picture of what is happening right now in Borno State, and who is in better position to tell us than NEMA, who's leading the emergency response in this one.
Thank you very much. It's really unfortunate that the incident in Maiduguri happened, but we must commend the federal government for taking very quick decision, and the effort of the state government too cannot go unnoticed. You saw the Vice President with the DG NEMA, and with full complement of the state government too there. As at this morning, over 400,000 households are being held in 9 camps, and the search and rescue effort is still ongoing. The agency, that is NEMA, has called for more reinforcement. When I mean reinforcement of local divers, we have had to mobilize resources like engine boat from neighboring state of Yobe. The disaster response unit of the military too have been activated to assist in the evacuation of these people. You will notice that the water has started receding, but the latest report we got this morning is the people who live around 505 and the DSS quarters are still trapped, so effort is ongoing to get these people out. These camps that have been established, NEMA is helping to coordinate and manage the camps. Means have been provided by the agency. As I speak to you, other materials, food, non-food items are on their way heading to Maiduguri, including medicaments. Yesterday too, my DG was able to talk to the Presidential Committee of Flood Relief and Rehabilitation, who has equally promised to mobilize resources to the site.
All right.
So we'll say
Mr. Bandele,
today.
Pardon me, we'll get to some of the measures being put in place, and that is a very important part of the conversation. But just to clear the preliminary issues around the numbers. So in terms of fatality as well, how many deaths have been recorded? We understand that corpses were being retrieved yesterday. So speak to us about the number of deaths recorded as a result of this disaster. And in terms of your response, do you have helicopters? We understand you're getting boats, but do you have helicopters? Because aerial view would really help. If you have, how much of it do you have? What more do you need in terms of that? So fatalities and your response. Do you have aerial support? Does NEMA have a functional helicopter? Those are the questions we'd like you to speak to as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Concerning fatalities, I spoke with the zonal coordinator in Maiduguri. Equally, I'm in touch with the DG of SEMA in Borno State, who confirmed that he collected 4 body bags to be used for people who died. So there are still conflicting reports of fatality, because some people claim that the flood that occurred exhumed some bodies from burial sites. That we cannot confirm until water recedes very well to see if actually bodies were exhumed. And for area coverage, I must tell you right now, we are working in close partnership with the Nigerian Air Force. NEMA helicopter is presently with the Nigerian police. But even area support will not help in this place because the helicopter will need a place to land, and everywhere is inundated with water. So what we are doing with the military is the use of heavy equipment, trucks, to get the people who are stranded to safety. And it's been working, it's been helping. The state government too has mobilized trucks to help people who are stranded to get to safe haven. That is what is ongoing right now in Maiduguri.
So sorry, Bukola, I'm wondering, you said helicopters, because that looks like the fastest way. Helicopter, they don't need to land. If I understand how these things work, if it's properly, we've seen a rescue mission where this helicopter go over the head of the people, and then they release ropes to them and, you know, do what they can to get them into this helicopter. Those are the kind of measures. Is that not possible?
It's possible, but these are not explored in this situation.
It's not explored, and why is that?
Like I told you, that the search and rescue helicopter that we have in the country is with the Nigerian Air Force, and we are in close discussion with the Nigerian Air Force, and I'm sure in the next few hours to come, we'll update you with our tactical response in using area assistance.
You know, that question is instructive because we've had videos this morning come through where we saw victims on the rooftops of certain structures, and it didn't quite look safe. And just to add to that, why would NEMA's helicopter be with the police?
Well, that is the situation for now. And unfortunately, the people at the rooftop, we've not been able to reach them, but efforts are ongoing so that the search and rescue team, with the support of disaster response unit, can get to those people and evacuate them to safety.
Okay, we'll just have to accept that explanation. But in the meantime, sir, tell us about the nature of the relief that the president ordered NEMA to provide. And this is particularly important because of the number of people who are displaced. You talked about 400,000 this morning, and there is that warning by the UN that there just may be the possibility of an epidemic, a cholera epidemic in those camps. So do those camps have the capacity to carry the number of the displaced that we're seeing in Borno State? And what's being done to improve the sanitary conditions in those camps?
Thank you very much. At the onset of the incident, we had 4 camps. But as of yesterday, these camps have increased to 9 to accommodate the evacuated population. And NEMA, in conjunction with the Nigerian Air Force, have mobilized doctors to take care of these people, not leaving out the State Ministry of Health and the tertiary health institution in that state. And when it comes to the issue of epidemics, all sectors have been activated. The WASH, that is the water, sanitation and hygiene, the health sector, food security, and we're talking about the order given to NEMA. I mentioned it at the beginning of my discussion that NEMA has mobilized resources, food, non-food items, and medicaments, and this should be getting to Maiduguri by today for the use of those people. So the saying that there could be epidemic, yes, when you have this kind of surge that is unexpected, it carries with it a lot of debris. Some toilets have been opened, and this will move into people's house. Because we are aware that drinking water is going to be a problem, NEMA has mobilized its own asset. We have water purification plants that have been mobilized to Maiduguri. These plants can provide drinking water within 5 minutes. No matter the source of water, it has the capacity to process water that is safe and healthy for drinking. So all efforts are being put in place to ensure that the people in camp are well taken care of. Their health needs are being catered for by doctors, like I said. And we are aware that water is a major issue when you have this kind of flooding. So we are not relenting, and we are sure that the water purification plant that has been sent will help. Not forgetting too that NEMA has water tanker in the Northeast office. This has been mobilized and is providing water to the people who are in this camp as at this morning.
The fear now, as NEMA, as you've said, is a fear of waterborne diseases. So imagine people who have had to grapple with insurgency, getting a semblance of life back, and then this flooding hits them. And while they're grappling with the flooding, trying to, make sense of it, get to safety, depending, waterborne diseases staring them right in the face. And you just wonder, just how much more can the people of Borno handle at this point? I know a lot of people have asked, why are they getting rice yet again? And that has been some sort of debate online, that it looks like government throws rice at everything. Anything happens, there's always rice in the mix. Maybe you want to speak to that on the rationale behind the trucks of rice that they're getting. But you're in charge of planning, looking at the numbers, the predictions. I know NISA had released the flood prediction. I know that NIMET also does its bit. And the states we're looking at, we're not Borno. We're looking at Borno, rather. We're looking at other states that have had, flooding from time to time. And Borno comes, and it's quite shocking. So speak to us about the prediction. Did you see this coming? And I think that's the question that we need to get the clear answer to. Is this something you saw coming in the first place in all of your predictions?
Thank you very much. People have this misconception that the flooding in Borno is as a result of torrential rainfall. That is not correct. The flooding is as a result of spillover from a dam. But that is causing this.
Pardon me, Mr. Badele. Pardon me. The spillover, and I heard the governor talking, as a result of the rainfall that filled, the dam that caused it to spill. Am I correct?
Please note that dams have capacity, and most of the water in that dam may not have come from Maiduguri metropolis alone. It may have come from adjoining states. But unfortunately, because of the siltation in that dam, the carrying capacity became low, and they had to spill that water. It's unfortunate it happened, but when you are talking about prediction, nobody has predicted that the dam is going to break. Dam managers were with NEMA when we did the disaster management implication of the predictions, and everybody was asked to please monitor what they are doing. It's unfortunate that this dam broke, but it's a lesson learned too that going forward, necessary maintenance must be done on our dam, and our dam managers too should be up and doing in their business, so that once it is noticed, you can have regulated release of water which will not inundate the community as it had happened in Maiduguri. It's very unfortunate.
I want to take you back to something we said. It was more like a nuance, but I want to explore it further, and that has to do with the deployment of that helicopter. I want to find out from you, is NEMA really ready for a certain level of intervention on emergency situations? Because every situation is a test. This test has shown that if this happens, the government may not be able to meet up, and it's not an impossible task to do. So if you were to grade the level of NEMA's response to emergencies and kinds of emergencies, what will it be? So that those of us who are onlookers, who are citizens, can know what to and what not to expect from the government.
Thank you very much. NEMA, I will say we are ready for response. Don't forget, NEMA is a coordinating agency from the federal level. Most of these disasters are local. So what we encourage at the beginning of the year is to ensure that subnational entities are on the same page with NEMA to ensure that preventive measures are in place, preparedness messages are taken to them, and when the rainy season is on, we still do what we call the coordination forum to ensure that every MDAs, every aspect of governance is activated to ensure that should in case there is a problem, everybody is on top of their game. So I would say NEMA is ready. NEMA has been up in his game. and we are not relenting. As I speak to you, plans are already in top gear to even deal with possible situation downstream. But good enough, as of yesterday, we saw the water level in Lokoja is still green. That of Benue is still on the amber level, but that is not to say we should go to sleep. So we are talking with the state, we are getting the zonal territorial and operation office ready, should in case any unfortunate incident should occur from this flooding, we are ready to tackle it.
Perhaps I could just piggyback on Kayode's question, sir. And it's important, following the prediction by NIMET earlier in the year about the possibility of a deluge in some parts of the country that we're now witnessing. You say, I won't quote you copiously now, but isn't it important for an impact assessment to have been done on dams across the country following that prediction? And we could also refer to the recent visit by the Minister of Water Resources to Dadinkowa Dam, which has been certified as fully functional. But can we rule out any other possibility of what we're currently experiencing in Borno State in any other part of the country if proactive measures are not taken to ensure that these dams are fully functional and they would not lead to a deluge in the near future in any other part of the country?
Thank you very much. Like I said at the beginning of the year, we do this prediction analysis with everybody concerned, Federal Minister of Water Resources, dam managers, and everybody. And I want to believe that the ministry that is in charge of this dam are not relenting their efforts to ensure that the right thing is being done. For me, who is in NEMA, I will not be able to tell you the position, the holding capacity of any dam or the level of siltation in those dams, but rather the experts, the ministry who are concerned, I am believing they are doing the assessment and are ensuring that should there be deluge of runoff into the dam, they will be able to take necessary precaution to ensure it doesn't become a disaster. That is what I will say on that.
So speak to us now about the days after this, the coming days. You say the water is receding. So when can the people return to their homes? What kind of projection do you have? And when will they start getting the rice, the 50 trucks of rice that has been promised by the government?
You know, this water that came is not a rocket science. It's not the way people leave their home that they will quickly return to it. You are aware that as at yesterday, when we're talking with our rescue team, there are reports of reptiles that have been carried onto the street by this water. Some even claim that some animals escaped from the zoo, which have not been able to confirm. But we are hoping that by the time this water recedes, every stakeholder will be mobilized, because you need to do an assessment before you ask people to start going back. You want to go back, then you should be able to test, can this environment they are going to, is it safe for them to go into it? What are the provision on ground? We just spoke about drinking water may not be available. We need to get assurance from the Ministry of Water Resources Industry to say, yes, this area can go back. We have their water running. The cleaning has been done. The Waste Management Board has been able to put the street in good order. So I cannot specifically say in 48 hours, in 72 hours, but what we are saying is, as the water recedes, every aspect of governance will be activated to ensure that the needful is done to allow these people to return back to their home. We understand how painful and uneasy it is for you to be displaced and be moved out of home at short notice. It's very unfortunate.
Maybe for purpose of re-emphasizing this, maybe you do a quick mapping of what we should be expecting as the year is coming to an end. In certain places where we might have surprises such as this. I know my colleagues have asked those questions in passing, so that everybody is kind of prepared, whether it's a dam that is breaking or there's an abnormality of the weather, there's heavy downpour. Because when I look at Borno, it's very scary. Nobody thinks of Borno and thinks of flood. It's really difficult to imagine that. or whatever caused the flood is a different kettle of fish altogether. The reason I'm asking is still my lack of satisfaction from the response of inability to lift these people from the rooftop at the end of the day.
Don't be, like you said, it's not an inability. Search and rescue operations are usually planned. You don't just go into it so that the people who are doing this operation themselves don't become, we don't put them on arm's way. So I'm sure the people who are doing the evacuation on ground must have explored this option of area lift for the people. And they may have thought that for now, it might not be the best option. However, since you brought it into public domain, I'll quickly get back to the search and rescue team and see possibility of an area airlift of stranded people, especially those people that are said to be on rooftop. But for other parts of the country, I mean, we must learn some lesson from what is happening in Borno, that all of us, from federal government down to subnational entity, cannot go to sleep until we are sure the rain is over. Climate change is a reality. The pattern of rainfall has changed, and the flow from flash flood in urban cities have really shown us that, look, anything can still happen this year. But we are believing that if it does happen, all hands are on deck to deal with the situation, especially in downstream states of the southern part of the country.
And of course, we're here to give you all of the support that you need. But Nigerians and the people of Borno would like to know two quick things. We have 30 seconds. One, when are they getting the rice promised? Two, when is NEMA getting the helicopter back from the police?
I didn't tell you that we are getting the helicopter back from the police. I said we're exploring working with the Nigerian Air Force. Mind you, we have an Air Force base in Maiduguri,
No, you said
which
that
will
your
be
helicopter
cheaper and
is with the
faster for
police.
us to deal with.
You said the helicopter
It's currently
of
with the police.
is currently with the police. So are you getting it back or it is gone?
Yes. I wouldn't say it is gone. That will have to be a decision that has to be taken by top management, not me. And for the truck of rice, movement on the road is not what you can determine. But if you give your contact, I meet your person in Abuja, as soon as these trucks start arriving in Maiduguri, right, I will surely get to you. And you can reach out to our zonal coordinator who is on ground in Maiduguri. He will give you information as the need arises.
All right. So is the police using it for rescue operation? What exactly is going on there?
Come again, please. I didn't get that.
Is the police using NEMA's helicopter, which is meant for emergency services? Is the police using it for rescue operations or for what exactly is going on?
That helicopter is a medical evacuation helicopter. So right now it's with police, and I'm sure it's undergoing some kind of maintenance for it to be useful for the purpose for which it is.
All right. Mr. Olimode Bandele, we'd like to thank you so much. I mean, it's just sad to hear that NEMA doesn't have a helicopter that is functional. Olimode Bandele, Olimode Bandele is Director of Planning, Research and Forecasting NEMA. We're here, as I said, to support you. All of the things you need, because who knows, it might be someone else tomorrow that needs that emergency response. But thank you for your time, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much for having me. I will not relent in ensuring that you help us carry the message of hope to Nigerians. Thank you and good morning.
Good morning. We'll take a moment now. When we return, we'll turn our attention to Lagos State. You don't want to miss this conversation. Stay with us.